Hi, my name is Dan, and I'm going to show you this 1975 Nishijin Super DX vintage pachinko machine. I'll tell you what I've done to it during the restoration project and show it to you in action so that you can make a good decision on as to whether or not you'd like to purchase this machine. When I source these machines, typically they are extremely dirty, rusty. They've been in people's garages, basements, so on and so forth. They're in pretty rough shape. An awful lot of the pachinko machines that you will see on eBay are in those conditions, simply because the people who have found them just don't know what to do with them. Certainly not a knock on them, but they just don't know what to do with the machine, so they offer it on eBay as is. I've been restoring these for 3 years now. I believe this is the 18th machine that I've restored. When I do a restoration, I do the restoration as completely as possible to get the machine back to what it would have looked like in 1975, potentially only with one exception. I don't replace the playfields. I've never attempted it. It's a lot of work, and I like a little bit of the original look to the machine, if you will. It is over 40 years old, so you don't really expect it to look brand new. It should show some of the original patina. I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. But on the side of the machine is a lever you lift up. It opens the Playfield door. The original Playfield doors held two pieces of glass. The innermost piece would keep the balls flush against the playfield. The other one was about 1/4 of an inch away, and that was a theft deterrent for people who were trying to use magnets to get the ball to go in a certain way. Over time, the glass has been long since shattered and gone. So the ideal situation is to replace it with plexiglass. This doesn't break, and you only need the one piece. That's why there's only one piece in here. So this gives you a good look at how nice and clean this machine is. Everything that you see comes off the machine, stripped down to just nothing. There's nothing left when I get done stripping them down. The frame comes off, the plastic comes off, I pull all the nails, everything gets taken off, everything gets then thoroughly cleaned. The plastic is what gets real dirty, smoke residue, body oil residue, so on and so forth. They all get thoroughly cleaned. The brass nails get taken out, polished, and then put back in and readjusted to make sure that they're aligned correctly. On the inside here, be careful because there's balls in here and you don't want to disrupt them. But you can see how nice and clean it is on the inside. The wood on the inside has been sanded. When the Japanese built these, they didn't pay a lot of attention to detail on the wood. The wood was very rough cut. So a lot of sanding and a couple of coats of polyurethane really helps make the wood stay looking good. The cabinets are made of red mahogany. The outer cabinet, I'll show you that in just a second. It's a very rare wood now. Again, sanded down polyurethane to protect it for many, many years to come. So let's get this back. This has to be hooked back up. Whoop, missed it. Just like that. Okay. Whoa. These are top heavy. There's a lot of weight up here with the balls. This one is freestanding with some felt feet on it. A lot of people will mount these in a cabinet so they can put them on a wall. If you want to leave it freestanding, the suggestion is to put a couple of cross braces on the sides so that it won't tip over. So let me turn this around, give you a quick view of the back. I'll show you the machine in action. Okay. So again, everything that you see here gets taken off. All of these plastic pieces, all of the metal, taken completely off so that all you see is the bare board. And that gets sanded down, a couple of coats of polyurethane. This is the frame, the outer frame. Again, this is all made of red mahogany. It's a beautiful wood. It's actually very rare now. The mahogany forest pretty much all got cut down. Uh, all the pieces taken off, cleaned. I wax all of the plastic pieces to keep them clean, bring their color back a little bit. I polish all of the metal, bring back the brass, and I get rid of all the rust. I'm kind of anal about it, but it's something I enjoy doing. This machine originally had 2 lights on it, and the only reason that you need power with a pachinko machine is to run those lights. They are 9-volt lights, and I just have a battery adapter that's plugged in that gives 9-volt DC power to the machine. It is not a requirement to actually play the machine. It's only necessary if you want the lights to come on. I added a couple of lights on this machine because the machine from Japan had the capability of extra lights. They just didn't bother to put them on. So right up here is a light. It's controlled by this micro switch, and it will come on and off depending on how many balls are in the upper hopper. If you see that light come on, it tells you that you need to put some more balls in the upper hopper. I also wired another light to that one and brought it down here. If you look at I'll try to remember to show you on the front side of the machine. This one also lights when the balls are out. So it's 2 lights that say, hey, you need to put some more balls in the upper hopper. When there is a jackpot made, this machine originally only had 1 light. It sits right there. But fortunately, this board was cut out. This is a cutout, and it had the holders for 2 more lights. So I've wired in 2 more lights, and there's a micro or a leaf switch right there, and that turns all 3 of those. My arm in the way? No, you can see the lights. Okay, those are the 3 lights that will come on when you have a jackpot. Now, one of the things that you're going to want to get, besides some pachinko balls, if you decide to buy this, you're going to want to get some sort of a box. This is a box that I made. It catches the balls. This particular machine, the losing balls exit the machine. So the losing balls will exit down this chute and this chute. So you need something wide enough just to sit here and catch the balls as they drop out. If not, they just bounce all over the place and they'll drive you crazy. So let's go back around again. I'll show you the machine in action. In Japan, these would have been locked. Typically, when you source these things, they either the lock mechanism has been taken completely out, like this one, or the lock is still there. It's just non-functional. They never ship these machines to the States with keys in them, so you rarely will see a pachinko machine that you can actually stick a key in and open the door. There's supposed to be a mechanical latch on this side. For some reason, the previous owner took that off. It's not there. So to keep the actual machine from coming out of the frame, which it's designed to do, I just put a little hook and eye there to keep it from opening on its own. So obviously, if you want to open it, then you just release the hook and eye, and then you can grab this, and it'll swing right out, so you can get at the backside and do any maintenance that you might need. So when you go to play pachinko, you load some balls up in the upper play tray up in this area. This is what's called the lower ball tray. This is an ashtray, again, very popular in Japan to smoke in the pachinko halls. So they all had ashtrays built into them. The nice thing about pachinko is that it's a real easy thing to do. If you can do this, you can play pachinko. I mean, that's literally all that it takes to play the game, is just launch a ball. So kids can do it, adults can do it, pretty much anybody can do it. So what I'm trying to do now is to get the ball to drop. Almost. Okay, I'm going to try to get it to drop into one of these pockets. To make it easier, I'm going to cheat. And cheat by getting the pockets to open. So If I put a ball in this pocket, it's going to open this tulip. And this is what happens when it pays out. You see the lights light, you hear the bell, and it gives you a prize of 14 pachinko balls. Again, getting it in here will open this tulip, and it will open that tulip. All right, so now that I've cheated, it's a much larger target than it was before when it was closed. So let's see if I can get one in now to go in without cheating. Oh, almost. There we go. Now, if you notice, what I'm doing every once in a while is just tapping on the plexiglass. There's a little bit of sloppiness in the plexiglass. If this were a piece of glass, then it would lay up against the playfield a little tighter. So it's not that the nails are not in line, it's that the ball itself leans against the plexiglass and gets hung up. You are supposed to tilt these machines back just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit. And more than likely, if I had this mounted correctly, you wouldn't have that problem. But I'll launch a few more. I'm holding it back now, and you shouldn't see that problem. You can also rapid fire. I tend to like to watch them go one at a time, but there are people who rapid fire these, and it's just a matter of launching a whole bunch of them. And we did get a winner. If you rapid launch them, you will get multiple wins. Okay. So if you decide to buy this, I'm going to be creating another video of this machine showing you exactly how to set it up, what to do if it doesn't pay out, where certain things need to be, and so on and so forth. And I would certainly be available via email, whether personal email or the eBay system or phone. I have no problem giving you my phone number and having you call me and ask questions. So I hope this does answer all your questions. If not, please contact me, and hopefully this will end up in your home someday. Thanks.